During this time of civil unrest over racial issues, a group of Oklahoma lawmakers are taking a look at how institutional racism can and should be addressed in Oklahoma. ONR's Jason Doyle reports the interim study examines the impact proposed laws would have on people of color.
State Senator George Young has two goals in mind for the state of Oklahoma to address racial disparities: establish a commission on race inequality and to provide racial impact statements for legislation under consideration. He says the commission will help the state examine issues which divide us down racial lines.
The issue of race and what it's doing to us. How can we look at Oklahoma and get ahead of the game? How can we have some folk who are sitting down talking about those things that have brought us to this brink?
In Young's vision, the commission would give Oklahomans a place to report discrimination, whether it's intentional or not.
If you had a commission, you would have a milieu where people could come and talk and discuss without the rancor that interrupts, I think, the conversation.
During the study, Councilwoman Nikki Nice outlined the mission for a task force to reestablish a human rights commission for Oklahoma City. The commission was disbanded in 1996.
Oklahoma City has recently moved up to be the 25th largest city. In the largest 100 cities in the United States, 67 cities use a board or commission to investigate, educate, and enforce human and civil rights. The city of Oklahoma City is not one of those cities.
Nice contends if Oklahoma City had the data a human rights commission could generate on racial disparities, the city council could take action.
The reality is that we do not currently know how many residents in our city and state experience discrimination. And until we quantify that, we cannot adequately remedy this situation.
Young's other goal, racial impact statements, would use criminal and court data. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation keeps the state's crime statistics.
And those are murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft. It does not collect data for all the other crimes.
One of the major obstacles of showing that there's systemic racism in our system is simple data collection.
There are limitations to demographic impact studies because we only have direct access to that data. We don't have a lot of additional sources. DOC, we don't have access to theirs. We have some access through a portal with the District Attorney's Council to get some of their data. That's fairly recent.
A common axiom that I like to say and that you hear in the world of criminology and data: you can't manage what you don't measure. Data tells a story that informs a system's fundamental ability to act.
Damian Shade is a criminal justice policy analyst for the OK Policy Institute. He testified at the study. Shade says while the state is struggling with gathering crime-specific data, OK Policy has found a way.
We are able to analyze every single court record. For the state of Oklahoma, we are able to disaggregate it by race, and we have found that there is no better geographic proxy for race than criminal court debt.
In fact, Shade used a heat map of Tulsa County showing where the highest criminal court debt was, and it mirrors where communities of color reside.
We have found in Tulsa County, for example, the communities with the highest density Black population, in 2017, those communities had more than 20,000 failure to pay warrants. They had a per capita debt rate that was many times higher than any of the white communities.
The economic impact of court costs is not contained to the state's urban areas. Shade says the impact to rural areas is a result of pre-trial incarceration at the county level.
From 2000 to 2016, we actually saw a 111% increase in pretrial detention in the 59 rural counties in the state of Oklahoma.
Young says the legislature needs to help OSBI and other state agencies gather that kind of information.
It's my responsibility to be able to help him and his department and those who are working with him over at OSBI to be able to say, hey, what do you need?
Young proposed both the Commission on Race and the legislative racial impact statements during previous sessions. He feels that the current civil unrest could open the door to reducing or eliminating racial disparities.
I hate we had to go through what we've gone through this year with COVID-19 and with the social unrest, but it's needful and necessary for us to grow. And I think the days like today and the discussions that we've had today opens us up to become a much, much greater state than we've already been.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.